Have you ever found yourself swept away by your emotions, reacting in ways you later regret? Today, we'll dive into a profound Buddhist teaching that holds the key to mastering our reactions and finding inner peace. Stay with me until the end because the most enlightening tip is yet to come. In Buddhism, the power of not reacting is seen as a form of mindful wisdom, a practice that allows us to navigate life's challenges with calmness and grace. As Gautam Buddha once said, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." This simple yet powerful message teaches us that controlling our emotions begins with a deeper understanding of our own minds. We'll explore how these ancient teachings can be applied in our modern world, helping you cultivate tranquility and resilience. Throughout this video, you will hear timeless Buddhist stories and learn mindful practices to transform your emotional reactions. By embracing these techniques, you'll not only bring harmony into your life but also inspire others around you. This journey is about more than just controlling anger or stress. It's about aligning with the wisdom that lies within you and living with intention. So, if you're ready to unlock the power of mindful wisdom and change the way you experience life's ups and downs, you're in the right place. And don't worry, I've saved the best insights for last. So, be sure to watch the entire video. Before we begin, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more inspirational stories and Buddhist teachings. Let's embark on this journey of self-discovery together and learn how to apply these teachings to achieve inner peace and balance. Your support helps us share the wisdom of Buddha and bring mindful practices into the lives of many. The power of the pause. Let's start with one of the most powerful tools for emotional control: the pause. In Buddhism, the power of pausing before reacting is seen as an act of mindfulness. It allows us to step back and observe our thoughts and feelings without letting them overwhelm us. Gautam Buddha taught that our minds have the power to shape our experiences. When we pause, we regain control over our responses and choose actions that align with our inner peace. Imagine this. You're in a stressful situation. Perhaps someone has said something upsetting. Your first instinct might be to react immediately. However, in that split second, you have a choice. By taking a mindful pause, you create a space between the stimulus and your reaction. In that space, you can breathe, reflect, and decide how to respond. This pause transforms impulsive reactions into thoughtful responses. Why is this so important? Because when we react without pausing, we let emotions like anger, frustration, or fear dictate our behavior. This often leads to regret or further conflict. On the other hand, practicing the power of the pause can bring a sense of calm and clarity. You can see the situation as it truly is, without the cloud of intense emotions. This is where mindful wisdom comes into play, allowing you to choose actions that foster harmony and understanding. But how do we practice this pause? A simple technique is to focus on your breath. When you feel a surge of emotion, take a deep breath in, hold it for a few seconds, and then slowly exhale. As you breathe out, observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. By grounding yourself in this moment, you break free from the automatic reaction cycle. This is a small yet powerful step rooted in Buddhist teachings to help you control your emotions. Here's an example. Let's say someone at work criticizes you unfairly. Your first reaction might be to defend yourself or snap back. Instead, try taking a mindful pause. Breathe in, breathe out. During that pause, you gain clarity. You can then choose to respond calmly, perhaps asking for clarification or simply acknowledging their point of view. This not only diffuses tension, but also sets the stage for a more productive conversation. The power of the pause is a form of inner strength. It allows you to reflect on your emotions and align your response with your true intentions. By practicing this daily, you can transform your interactions and bring more peace into your life. As we continue, we'll explore more techniques from Buddhist teachings to deepen this practice. Respond, don't react. Now let's explore the next important step in mastering your emotions: responding instead of reacting. This is a principle deeply rooted in Buddhist teachings. It focuses on the power of choice, giving us the strength to act with intention rather than being controlled by our impulses. Gautam Buddha often emphasized that true wisdom lies not in suppressing our emotions, but in observing them with clarity and compassion. When we react, it's usually immediate, automatic, and driven by intense feelings like anger, frustration, or fear. Reactions can escalate conflicts, damage relationships, and lead to regret. However, when we respond, we take a mindful approach. We observe our emotions, understand their roots, and choose our words and actions carefully. This mindful wisdom creates space for understanding, empathy, and a deeper connection with others. Why is this so important? Because every situation we encounter is an opportunity to practice mindfulness. By choosing to respond rather than react, we can change the course of our interactions and create a more peaceful and harmonious life. It's about taking control of your inner world, regardless of what's happening around you. Here's a practical technique to help you make this shift. Self-talk. Before reacting to a challenging situation, ask yourself a simple question. Is this worth my energy? This moment of reflection brings awareness to your emotions and helps you decide how to act. It's a technique that Buddhists have practiced for centuries, allowing us to step back and gain perspective. Let's look at an example. Imagine someone leaves a rude comment on your social media post. Your first instinct might be to respond with equal negativity. However, by pausing and asking yourself, is this worth my energy? You allow space for a more thoughtful response. You might realize that engaging in a negative back and forth isn't beneficial. Instead, you can choose to respond with calmness, understanding, or even silence. This decision not only protects your peace of mind but also reflects your inner strength. In Buddhist philosophy, this act of mindful response is seen as a way to cultivate patience and compassion. It helps us break free from the cycle of emotional reactivity. Each time you practice responding instead of reacting, you train your mind to remain centered, even in the face of adversity. Remember, responding mindfully doesn't mean ignoring your emotions. It means acknowledging them, understanding their nature, and then choosing the best course of action. This practice empowers you to align with your true intentions and act in a way that fosters harmony. So, the next time you're faced with an emotional trigger, take a breath. Ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Then, respond with the mindful wisdom that comes from your inner peace. By doing so, you'll not only transform your interactions, but also inspire others to do the same. The art of letting go. Now let's explore the art of letting go, a profound practice in Buddhism that helps us maintain inner peace. Gautam Buddha taught that attachment is the root of suffering. We often hold on tightly to our expectations, judgments, or desires, believing they define our happiness. Yet, in reality, this attachment only leads to emotional turbulence. When we cling to specific outcomes, we set ourselves up for disappointment. For example, you might expect others to always treat you kindly. But when they don't, your emotions flare up and you react. This is where the art of letting go comes into play. By releasing our need to control or dictate the world around us, we open up space for calmness and acceptance. But why is letting go so important? Because it breaks the cycle of emotional reactions. When we let go of rigid expectations, we free ourselves from the emotional storms that come with unmet desires. We begin to see life as it truly is, not as we want it to be. This is a key lesson in Buddhist teachings, to embrace impermanence and the ever-changing nature of existence. So how do we practice letting go? One effective method is visualization. When you feel burdened by worry or frustration, imagine placing those worries into a box. Visualize yourself closing the box and setting it aside. This simple act allows you to acknowledge your emotions and then gently release them. It's not about ignoring your feelings, it's about creating space to experience peace despite life's uncertainties. Let's consider a real-life example. Suppose you missed a career opportunity that you had been eagerly waiting for. Your initial reaction might be disappointment or frustration. But by practicing the art of letting go, you can choose not to let that missed opportunity define your emotional state. Visualize placing your disappointment in a box and setting it aside. As you do this, remind yourself that new opportunities will come. This mindset shift helps you move forward without being weighed down by what could have been. In Buddhism, letting go is not about detachment in a negative sense. It's about fostering a healthy relationship with our desires and expectations. It's about understanding that clinging too tightly to anything, whether it's people, material possessions, or outcomes, only creates suffering. By letting go, you cultivate a state of mindful wisdom that allows you to navigate life's ups and downs with grace. So the next time you find yourself holding on too tightly to an outcome or expectation, take a deep breath. Visualize your worries being placed in a box. Then, set that box aside. Feel the relief that comes from releasing control. This is the power of letting go. It helps you stay grounded, centered, and open to the flow of life. The mirror effect, self-reflection. Now, let's explore self-reflection, a powerful tool in mastering our emotions. In Buddhist teachings, our emotional reactions often act as a mirror, reflecting unresolved issues within us. When we react intensely to a situation, often not just the event itself that triggers us, but rather the deeper beliefs and feelings we hold inside. Why is self-reflection so essential? Because understanding the root of our emotional reactions is the key to mastering them. For example, when someone criticizes us, we might feel anger or hurt. But if we reflect on why we feel this way, we might discover a deeper wound, a fear of not being good enough, or a need for validation. By recognizing these triggers, we gain insight into our emotional patterns, allowing us to respond with wisdom instead of reacting impulsively. So, how do we practice self-reflection? One effective method is journaling. This ancient practice allows us to explore our thoughts and emotions in a safe, private space. Whenever you encounter a strong emotional reaction, take a few moments to write down what happened and how you felt. Then ask yourself, why did I feel this way? What deeper belief or fear might this emotion be pointing to? This process of inquiry is like peeling back layers, helping you uncover the true source of your feelings. Let's consider a common example. Imagine you feel upset because a friend canceled plans at the last minute. On the surface, you might think it's simply about the inconvenience. However, through self-reflection, you might realize it's connected to a deeper feeling of being ignored or unimportant. By recognizing this, you gain the power to address the root of your emotions, rather than just reacting to the immediate situation. Self-reflection is a core practice in Buddhist wisdom. It encourages us to observe our thoughts and emotions with a non-judgmental mind. By shining a light on our inner world, we can break free from automatic reactions and make conscious choices. This mindful approach helps us transform negative emotions into opportunities for growth and self-understanding. Here's another way to practice self-reflection: meditation. In meditation, you sit quietly and observe your thoughts and emotions as they arise. Instead of engaging with them, you simply notice them, as if watching clouds pass in the sky. This practice teaches you to see your emotions objectively, without getting entangled in them. Over time, this awareness strengthens your ability to pause and reflect before reacting. The mirror effect reminds us that our reactions are often more about what's inside us than what's happening around us. By embracing self-reflection, we gain insight into our emotional triggers and patterns. This insight is the first step to transforming our responses and finding inner peace. Transforming negative emotions. Now let's explore the power of transforming negative emotions into opportunities for growth. In Buddhism, emotions like anger, fear, and frustration are not seen as obstacles but as guides. They reveal our inner struggles, pointing us toward areas where we can grow. Instead of suppressing these feelings, we can learn to embrace and transform them into mindful wisdom. Why is this important? Because our negative emotions are like signals. They highlight where we need to set boundaries, make changes, or let go of attachments. Gautam Buddha taught that suffering is not caused by the emotions themselves, but by our resistance to them. When we resist, we become trapped in a cycle of reaction. But when we transform these emotions, they become a path to self-discovery and inner peace. So how do we practice this transformation? One effective method is to channel these feelings into constructive action. For example, when you feel anger rising, instead of reacting impulsively, use that energy for physical exercise. Go for a run, practice yoga, or even just take a walk in nature. Physical activity releases the tension stored in your body and helps clear your mind. This mindful practice turns your anger into a source of strength rather than conflict. Another way to transform emotions is to find a creative outlet. If you're feeling frustrated, pour that energy into something meaningful. Write in your journal, paint, or play music. These forms of expression allow you to release your emotions in a healthy way, turning negative feelings into something beautiful. This practice is rooted in Buddhist teachings, where creativity is seen as a path to understanding and peace. Here's an example to illustrate this idea. Imagine you're feeling overwhelmed with sadness because a personal goal didn't go as planned. Instead of dwelling on the disappointment, try redirecting that energy. Use it to set a new goal, or take up a hobby you've always wanted to explore. By transforming your sadness into motivation, you create a new path forward. This process not only helps you cope with the emotion, but also brings you closer to your true self. Buddhist stories often teach that every negative emotion carries the seed of transformation. It is in moments of challenge that we discover our inner strength. By embracing these emotions, we learn to respond mindfully rather than react impulsively. We turn obstacles into stepping stones for personal growth. Remember, transforming negative emotions is not about denying how you feel. It's about acknowledging your emotions, understanding their source, and then choosing a different path. This practice aligns with the teachings of mindful wisdom and can profoundly change the way you handle life's ups and downs. Building your calm toolkit. Now, let's dive into a powerful concept from Buddhist teachings: building your own calm toolkit. This is a set of mindful practices that you can turn to whenever you face emotional turmoil. Just like we have tools to fix things in our homes, we need tools to maintain inner peace. These practices are your way to stay grounded, even when life feels chaotic. Why is having a calm toolkit so important? Because life is unpredictable. We cannot control every situation or how others behave. However, we can control how we respond. By building a toolkit of calming practices, you create a proactive approach to managing your emotions. You are ready to face challenges with a sense of mindful wisdom rather than being caught off guard. So, what should go into your calm toolkit? Let's explore some practical ideas. First, meditation is a foundational practice in Buddhism that brings clarity and calmness. Setting aside just a few minutes each day for meditation can have a profound effect on your emotional state. Find a quiet place, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. Breathe in slowly, hold for a moment, and then exhale gently. As you breathe, observe your thoughts without judgment. This simple practice helps you center your mind, allowing emotions to pass like clouds in the sky. Over time, you'll find it easier to maintain inner peace, even in the midst of stress. Next, consider adding nature walks to your toolkit. Nature has a unique way of soothing the mind and reconnecting us with the present moment. When you feel overwhelmed, take a walk outside. Pay attention to the sounds around you: the rustle of leaves, the chirping of birds, the feel of the wind against your skin. This mindful practice grounds you in the here and now, helping you step away from the rush of emotions. Buddhist stories often speak of the healing power of nature, reminding us that simplicity and stillness are key to finding balance. Another powerful tool is gratitude journaling. In the midst of emotional storms, we often lose sight of the good things in our lives. By dedicating a few minutes each day to write down what you're grateful for, you shift your focus from negativity to positivity. Write about the small joys: a warm cup of tea, a kind word from a friend, or the peaceful moments of solitude. This practice, rooted in mindful wisdom, helps retrain your mind to see the abundance around you, reducing feelings of anxiety and stress. Now let's talk about breathing exercises. Breathing is an anchor that keeps you connected to the present. Whenever you feel emotions building up, practice the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Inhale for a count of 4, hold your breath for 7, and then exhale slowly for 8 counts. This rhythmic breathing sends a signal to your nervous system to calm down, bringing instant relief. This is a simple yet profound tool that aligns with Buddhist teachings on mindfulness, helping you regain cont. As we reach the end of this journey, let's take a moment to reflect on the wisdom we've explored. We began by discovering the power of the pause, that brief moment of stillness where we can choose our response instead of reacting impulsively. We then learned how to respond mindfully, using techniques like self-talk, to evaluate the situation and align our actions with inner peace. Next, we delved into the art of letting go, releasing attachments to expectations that often lead to emotional turbulence. By practicing self-reflection, we gained insight into how our emotions act as mirrors, revealing deeper truths within us. And we explored how transforming negative emotions can open doors for personal growth. Finally, we built our Calm Toolkit, filled with meditation, nature walks, gratitude journaling, and breathing exercises to keep us grounded. Each of these practices is rooted in Buddhist teachings and mindful wisdom. They remind us that true control over our emotions comes not from suppressing them, but from understanding and transforming them. This is the path to inner peace, a path that requires patience, practice, and compassion for ourselves. Now, why is this journey so important? Because life is filled with challenges. We cannot change the events that happen around us, but we can change how we respond to them. By applying these Buddhist principles, we create a life of harmony, even amidst chaos. Each moment of practice brings us closer to the calm, centered state that Gautam Buddha spoke of, where peace comes from within. So how can you begin to apply this wisdom in your daily life? Start small. Choose one practice from your Calm Toolkit and make it a part of your routine. Maybe it's a morning meditation to set the tone for the day, or a gratitude journal entry before you sleep. Use the power of the pause in your interactions. When emotions start to rise, take that deep breath, pause, and ask yourself, is this worth my energy? In doing so, you reclaim your power to respond mindfully. As you walk this path, you will notice changes. Situations that once triggered anger or frustration will no longer have the same hold over you. You will find a sense of tranquility and balance in your life. This is the true power of mindful wisdom, the ability to remain calm and in control, no matter what life throws your way. Before we wrap up, I encourage you to embrace these teachings with an open heart. Remember, the journey of mastering emotions is not about perfection. It's about progress, about becoming more aware, more compassionate, and more aligned with your inner peace. Each step you take on this path brings you closer to a life of fulfillment and joy. If you found value in these insights today, I invite you to join our community. Like this video if it resonated with you, and subscribe to our channel for more content on Buddhist teachings, mindful wisdom, and inspirational stories. By subscribing, you will receive guidance and support as you stray.